Good morning, everybody. It's Debbie here, and welcome back to my channel. I have a little bit of a reveal video for you. I've kind of changed a few things up in my coffee bar and done my three-tiered tray, and I have a few short little DIYs for you that are really super simple, and anybody can do them. They take very little supplies, and I think you can get everything that you need from the Dollar Tree. So I want to take a minute and thank everybody for stopping in and watching. I especially want to thank my new subscribers. I have got a ton of new subscribers in the last little while, so thanks to everybody who has come on board and joined my channel. I hope you enjoy what I have to offer, and everybody has a good time here. For the new subscribers, I'm just interested, leave just a comment down below. Where is everybody from? I'm excited to know where everybody's from. I do very little, just a little Canada Day stuff in my decor, just usually just around my coffee bar, and maybe a little bit of a banner out on my front porch or something like that. Not too much. I don't go overboard outside. It's very minimalistic, and inside I like to do something new every year for my coffee bar. So this year I have decorated my three-tiered tray, and yeah, I hope everybody enjoys it. Of course, for other countries, you could, when you're celebrating your national holiday, you could do the same type of thing that I've done here, but in the colors of your own country flag. So I'm going to show you the DIYs first, and then I'll give you a little bit of a close-up of what I've done to my tray and how I've decorated it. So yeah, let's just jump in, shall we? Okay, so for my first DIY today, I am trying to make a wood garland that I can use to decorate my three-tiered tray on my coffee bar for Canada Day. So I decided that when I made my garland, I wanted to be able to string my beads and do one white bead and two red beads, one white bead and two red beads. So I put three barbecue skewers, you know, the wooden skewers from the Dollar Tree. I put them through my beads, and I set them into this basket so that I could just turn the skewer and paint my beads. This was the easiest way for me to do it. You can see I'm just turning the skewer, and I'm just painting. I'm just putting a little bit of I'm just putting a little tiny bit of paint onto my brush and going right onto the beads. I didn't even bother to put any paint out into a dish or anything like that, because this was just such an easy, simple little thing that I was doing. I just found putting the beads into this basket was really an easy way to do it. So I had to move my beads a little bit further apart in the basket, because you can see the couple of red dots that I got on the white beads. Yeah, that's why I had to move the white beads over a little bit further. And I think I'm just going through now and putting a second coat on, just to make sure that I actually turned the basket around from one end to the other too, to make sure I was getting all the beads covered. When I was done with the red beads, I went back and put another coat of white on the white beads so that I could cover over those little red dots that I had when I overbrushed on the red ones, and I kind of bumped the white ones a little bit. So I did that, covered up those red dots. And I must say, it's hard to cover over red paint with white paint. The red keeps wanting to bleed through. Okay, so once these were dry, I just left them where they were and pulled those skewers out of the center, just pulled them straight out and let all the beads drop down into the bottom of the basket so that I could thread them all onto this string. And what I'm using is it's a lace out of something. I forget what it was. It was the lace out of a decorative bag or something, and I had just saved it, so it was like a shoestring almost. So, and it was just the right length, and it was nice and strong, and I just it was something that I had laying around, so I decided to use it. So it was really easy. I just put what I did was put a little bit of Scotch tape around the end so that I could thread it through. That bead that you saw me cutting with the knife had a little wee piece of wood in the hole. And yeah, so here I am making a tassel for the ends. Now this is the second tassel. I just took some really fine, silky white yarn. Those little packages of different multicolored yarns that you get from Dollar Tree. I think there's 4 or 5 in a package for $1.25. I took the white one and I wrapped it around my fingers about 75 times. And then I just took the end of that shoelace bit of string and tied it through the loop that I'd made around my fingers and pulled it really, really tight right up to the last bead. Tied that really, really tight and then shoved the rest of the end just up inside the bead. And that was pretty easy to do. So I have 2 of them done, one for each end. So I've got a loop of yarn on each end of my bead garland. And I need to turn it into a tassel. And to make this look more like a tassel, I'm going to take a piece of that white yarn and just wrap it right around all the yarn, about 1/4 of an inch down from where it attaches to the bead garland. And that's how you get that really tight end for the tassel. I just wrapped the same yarn around about 3 times and then tied it with a double knot. When that's all done, just take your scissors and cut through the bottom of the loop. And you have your tassel, and then you just trim your ends up so that both tassels are the same length. And that's it. If you do both of them the same length and you trim them up, and you have the perfect bead garland with this is a really silky tassel on both ends. So the next little DIY that I'm going to do is so simple. I'm going to use my glue gun and these Surebonder glue sticks that go with it, because this is great glue. And I'm going to use one of these craft sticks because I only have one. So the rest of it I'm going to use these plant labels plant stakes that I got from Dollarama. They're $1.25 for 10, so there ends up actually being more in this than the Dollar Tree craft sticks, the large craft sticks anyway. So, but you can use the Dollar Tree craft sticks if that's all you've got. So all I'm doing is taking some of these plant stakes, and I've cut them to size. So I measured out about just a little over 3 inches, and I think I cut 3 of the stakes up because I wasn't sure how many I was going to need. But here I'm just placing them out so that they're lined up in a row. I'm trying to get the ones with the straightest cuts on them because I just cut them with my scissors. Sometimes they go a little bit crooked. So laying them all down, and these plant stakes kind of have a front and a back to them. You can kind of tell when you're looking at them that they're pressed out. So the front has a rounded edge and the back has kind of a sharper edge on it. So I laid them so that the backs were up, lined them up, and then I'm just going to take that, I'm still trying to fit the best pieces in. But I'm going to get that craft stick, and I'm just going to lay it across the back. But it's a little bit too long, so I have to cut some off of both ends. Then I'm going to put a nice, long smattering kind of glue across this stick, because I'm only going to use the one craft stick to put this together. And I'm going to line these up and make sure that they're fitted nice and tight as I lay that craft stick down on top of them. I'm trying to line that one edge up really nice and straight, and then push it right down. It only takes a second for it to stick, and then I can flip it over. And I've got the front side of what's going to be my Canadian flag. This is going to be the easiest Canadian flag that you've ever seen anybody make. So I'm just checking. I brought a couple of maple leaves in. I just went out to the yard and grabbed a couple of leaves off the tree. And I'm going to paint the center of this white. Just blobbed some paint on there and just brushed straight up and down these. And I'm trying to kind of judge where the red's going to go. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be to scale. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my red paint. I'm just going to put a little dollop on each end, and I'm going to brush it out until I've got the coverage that I want. It's so easy. The last thing I did was put a little bit of extra paint on my brush and kind of tried to put a nice straight edge, just a free-handed straight edge. You can tape this off if you're nervous about doing it like just free-handed like this, but I'm making a little embellishment to put on top of my 3-tiered tray. I'm not looking for absolute perfection here. I'm just looking for a little folk art flag, basically, is what I'm trying to make. So I got my leaves, and I know I put the big one on there, but the big one was just going to be too big. It had nicer points on the leaves. But the little ones don't seem to be quite as defined yet with the leaves, but it still works fine. This is going to be the easiest maple leaf ever added to a flag. I'm painting the red paint right on the front of the leaf. Just slap on one coat and then kind of brush it out so that it's not like oozing on the leaf. You just want a nice even coat. Lay it down where you want it. And I was going to poke it down with my paintbrush end there, but I started to, and then I thought, no, I need something to make sure that it's down everywhere. So I'm just going to grab a rag here, and I'm going to use the rag to press this down. Just grab a little rag. It's an old piece of towel, and I'm just going to push down on this, but just in case any oozes out onto the towel, I just keep rewrapping that around the end of my finger so I have a clean spot. So make sure I've pressed it down all over, pull it off, and presto, I have a very folk art looking maple leaf. On the back, I'm just going to run 2 beads of glue down and stick these extra 2 little pieces that I cut to the back so that this will stand up. It's going to go towards the back of my tiered tray, and my tray is going against a wall, so you won't see it from behind, so this is going to be fine. And there you have it. First off, I'm just going to show you that Lucy is very patriotic. She's just having a little snack right now. She has the A bowl and the red inside bowl with the maple leaf on the outside of it. And yeah, so she's patriotic as well. And let's just pop over to the coffee bar and I'll show you what my setup is. I have a mason jar, and it's just white and distressed that I did this one last year. So I might put it like that. So I have that a little bit there. Of course, I'm making my morning coffee. I'm in my Keurig, love it. Unfortunately, I tried and tried, could not find any of the Canadian mugs, the Canadian Ray Dunn mugs. I didn't find any of them. I found some flower pots though, so I've used them to decorate. So let's do the 3-tiered tray. So this is the whole tray. This isn't the one that I made. I changed out for this one. It's a little bit bigger, and I got this on sale at Marshall's, and I was so darned excited when I saw that this was $19. I just kind of flipped. So let's start with the top and work our way down. I hauled this little pinwheel from Dollarama. It was $1.25, and I love the Thrive. I just love this watering can. I'd love to get a birdhouse. Oh my gosh, I would love to get a birdhouse for my summer decor. When I remove this and put my summer decor in here, it would be so fabulous. So, but I have this jar that I painted last year as well and distressed a little bit. And I just tie a little bit of jute twine. My words are having a hard time coming out. So I tie a little bit of jute twine along the top, around the top rim. And these maple leaves, these go all the way around. I've got one on each side. And as you can see, they are real leaf prints, just like the DIY that I showed you. So easy to do it that way. Oh my goodness. Like, you don't have to be able to draw anything. And you don't need a template, and you don't need a stencil or a stamp. Yeah, it's just the leaf is your stamp. So that's the top tray. So what I've done on my coffee bar, I'll show you. I'll start from here and swing it across. So on my coffee bar, I have my spoons, that little extra container, and a little silver spooner. If this is just a Dollarama piece. I have my pod holder, my K-cup holder, and it spins, so I've got decaf on the other side, and I have our sweetener and our creamer, and then I have the black. I haul napkins from the grocery store. Whenever I see something that I might be able to use, I grab them, also at dollar stores and anywhere else. But the grocery store has such a variety, and I loved these red and black buffalo check ones, and I didn't find them at Christmas. I found them shortly after, and I hauled those, so I decided to use some for the layering on my tray. So I've taken just the napkins and opened them up and set them down before I put each piece on. This is a red candle holder, just a red, it's got a candle in it. I burned this one. So I sat that there just because it was red. So that's what the top looks like. And then when we go down to the next level, this is where I used the bead garland, and it is so pretty here. So this little red apple I got from a thrift store for $1, I think. Ages and ages ago. I've had it, and I just keep it out and put it in when I need a little pop of red. I hauled the True North. There's a set of 3, so it's True on the one end, North on the other end, and the maple leaf in the middle. So I've just put some succulents, the faux succulents, in the top of that to fill them in. So that's what the second level looks like. It is really pretty. I love that. I love that bead garland. It is, yeah, it's just wow. I am so happy with the way it turned out. So let's move that, and I'll show you what I've got on the bottom. I keep it very, very simple. I don't fill the whole tray up with things. I don't think that's necessary. I tossed a few of my collected corks. The girls save them for me at work just as some filler, and I put that little maple leaf flag and the little maple leaf pot that goes with the True North set. So, and another succulent kind of falling over the side of that one. So that is how I've done my 3-tiered tray for Canada Day, and the overall area looks like this. I'll be so happy when my buffet is here and I have one nice long surface to do this on, and it's a little bit deeper too, so I'll have a little more room. So I try to keep it not too cluttered right now. I just want it to look nice but not stuffed. So you go up, and there are my Ray Dunn mugs up there. Of course, I'm using the Cat Mum, and the coffee is in the sink. And I have my little red and white cow and my red and white chicken egg tray. So just little pops of red, not much. I didn't manage to find, I usually try to buy a set of dish towels and with the colors that I'm decorating with, and I just couldn't find any dish towels that were in red and white that I like. I think what I might have to do is shop for red and white items at Christmas time and then just set them away for Canada Day and Valentine's Day. But what I love about that bead garland is that I can use it for all the red holidays. This will look beautiful on here for the Valentine's, and it'll look beautiful on there at Christmas as well. So I am so, so happy with that. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I love the way it looks. So, yeah, this is my area, my coffee area. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so, so much for watching, everybody. I love each and every one of you, and a great big shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much, so, so much for joining my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So, and my returning subscribers too, of course, because yeah, you guys know I love ya. Yeah, so bye-bye for now, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. I have a few coming up this week that I hope you will enjoy. So bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.